Lamar, Vegas Sense. New video here, new clone house, Alt Fragrances. So Alt Fragrances is another clone house that I saw on Facebook, and I actually reached out to them via their Facebook page and asked them to send me some samples. And so they were kind enough to actually send me 3 13 milliliter travel samples. And you can see these things are pretty big. They have a lot of juice in them. So I'm definitely grateful to Alt Fragrances for sending these to me, and I'll get right into it, man. So again, they sent me 3 fragrances. The 2 that I have here are Platinum Water number 9 and Crystal number 23. Now, the 3rd fragrance was Executive number 26. That one is their interpretation of Creed Aventus. I have a separate video coming on that one where I'm comparing that one to Brasilia Privé as well as Creed Aventus itself to basically see how close that is to both Creed Aventus and what I had named up to this point as being the best or closest clone to Creed Aventus. So just going straight into this, what I will say is the original Silver Mountain Water by Creed I've never actually smelled before. So when I smell different clones of Silver Mountain Water, I don't yet have the ultimate reference point to go off of to say, oh yeah, this smells identical to Silver Mountain Water. Now, this is just going to be a first impressions video pretty much for these fragrances. I will definitely get samples of Silver Mountain Water as well as the Baccarat Rouge 540, so I can let you all know just how close these fragrances are to their original fragrances. Now, when I spray the Silver Mountain Water or the Platinum Water number 9, when I spray this one, this definitely smells different from any other Silver Mountain clone that I've smelled. And before this video, I'd always said that pretty much Sensual Obsession's Silver Mountain Water was like the best Silver Mountain Water clone that I had smelled. And I think I'll still stand by that, but here's what I want to say about this fragrance. So when I first sprayed this on, it does smell pretty much just like the Sensual Obsession's Silver Mountain Water does when you initially spray it on, and then pretty much for the entirety of that fragrance. You definitely get like this blast of citrus. I'm not really getting like the inky note that people claim, you know, that's in Silver Mountain Water. And every Silver Mountain Water clone that I've smelled really so far after Derby Clubhouse launch hasn't had that smell to it. That was the only interpretation of clone that I really felt like had that type of smell to it, where even just smelling it off of the cap, it smelled like ink. I just recently won a bottle of Creed Silver Mountain Water, which I sold, and when I smelled that off of the cap, it smelled more like this and more like the Sensual Obsessions. It didn't smell like ink straight off the cap, or like, you know, that really metallic smell. But what I will say is, once this starts to dry down, which at this point, you know, it's probably been about a minute and a half, 2 minutes or so, it does start to become a bit more metallic smelling, a little bit more cold, but you still smell the citruses in the background. And one thing that I definitely remember, you know, from anybody that's done a review on Silver Mountain water is they mention how it smells sort of metallic and kind of cold a little bit. That's definitely the feeling that I get from smelling the Alt Fragrances Platinum Water number 9. So I definitely plan to get a small sample of Silver Mountain water and just kind of test it out and compare it to this, because I'm really curious now to know like if this is pretty much identical to what Silver Mountain water smells like. But just the overall quality of this fragrance, I would say this is definitely top notch. It doesn't smell cheap. You know, you're not really getting like a blast of alcohol or anything like that. This absolutely smells like it could be Silver Mountain water. Again, I haven't smelled Silver Mountain water, but if you were to put this in, you know, in an empty bottle of Silver Mountain water and have me spray it on, I would just assume, oh, that's really what Silver Mountain water smells like. So this is a really, really, really amazing fragrance. It really is. I like Silver Mountain water a lot. I do have the Sensual Obsessions version of it. I'm absolutely glad that I have this version of it as well, because this is definitely different from the Sensual Obsessions version for sure. And I don't know, I may get a full bottle of this. I just might do it. So next fragrance here, again, this one is Crystal number 23. This one is their interpretation of Baccarat Rouge 540. And unfortunately, I've never smelled Baccarat Rouge 540 or any of its clones. So I've never smelled like the Alexandria Fragrances Interplay or Interplay Extrait. I've never smelled any Baccarat Rouge 540 clone from any other clone house either. So I don't have any sort of reference point to go off of whatsoever with this fragrance. But from what I've heard from other people describing what this fragrance smelled like, most people kind of say it smells sort of like burnt sugar or like burnt cotton candy. And I absolutely get that from this fragrance. It's definitely, it's kind of sweet and almost kind of salty, I would say, a little bit. But it's, again, the quality of this fragrance, and I mean, that's the main thing that I want to stress when giving my impressions of the alt fragrances, is the quality of these fragrances. Regardless of how close these are to the original fragrances or not, the quality of these fragrances are, you can tell, are top notch. This isn't some cheap clone house or whatever that, you know, is maybe about 70 to 80% close to the fragrance that it's trying to mimic. You're not getting like this cheap alcohol smell that's really harsh or abrasive. This smells like top quality, top shelf stuff for real. And the main thing that I want to stress with alt fragrances is the pricing is pretty good. So the largest bottle size that they sell is 30 milliliters from what I've seen on their website. And the 30 milliliter bottles go for $35, okay? So they've got, 30 milliliters for $35. They've got the travel size, which are these 13 milliliter bottles. Those are $20. And then they have the 5 milliliter sample size for $9.95. So Obviously the travel size 13 mil for $20, that to me makes more sense. So if you're just wanting to try one of their fragrances, I would say $20, and you know, the shipping with them is only $5, at least to me here. So $25 ship for 13 milliliters, that's pretty good. You know, I've spent about $20 on 2 milliliter samples of different fragrances that I've, you know, done videos on for this channel. So say for instance the Office, the Jeremy fragrance 1 Office for Men. I want to say I paid about $19 or so, or maybe $15 for a 2 ml sample of that. And then the Ventus Cologne paid $19.99 for a 2 ml sample of that. So again, you're getting 13 milliliters for $25, and they have a really nice selection of, looks like all niche fragrances. So, you know, they have stuff like Aventus, Tom Ford's Fucking Fabulous, Creed Viking, Silver Mountain Water, Millesime Imperial, Baccarat Rouge 540, Virgin Island Water, Neroli Portofino, and Tobacco Vanille. And yeah, it looks like that might be everything that they have here. Just checking. Okay, so yeah, they've got other stuff too. They've got, you know, like Creed Green Irish Tweed, Tom Ford's Oud Wood, Colonia Intensa Oud. I'm not too familiar with that one. They've got Lost Cherry, Black Orchid, and then they have a bestseller sample bundle where you get, it looks like about five milliliter samples of, you know, their best-selling fragrances, which are the Aventus, Green Irish Tweed, Viking, Silver Mountain Water, and Oud Wood. So pretty good deal on that. But I think if you want to try their fragrances out, these are probably the better deals to go with. The 13 milliliters for $25. So for the most part, it looks like most of their fragrances that they carry are mostly Creeds and Tom Fords, but they'll probably be having, you know, a lot more selections, you know, as they, you know, get more customers or as time goes by. So definitely check this house out, especially if you like Creed and Tom Ford fragrances. Again, these two, the quality on them is top notch from what I can smell. They really are. So check them out, altfragrances.com. Jamar here, Vegas Sense. I'll see you on the next video.